Okay, so it ends with us. This is the new film from Justin Baldoni, and it is written by Christy Hall. The film is produced by Christy Hall, maybe it's Jamie. It's Jamey. Jamie. Anyway, Jamie Heath, right? Blake Lively, Alex Sachs. It's executive produced by Andrea Agerman, Justin Baldoni, Todd Black, Andrew Kaloff, Colleen Hoover, John Logan Pearson, and Steve Swartzfitz. It's associate produced by Mariella Villa, and it is line produced by Helga Gruber. Duncan Bickenstaff and Rob Simonson took care of the music. Barry Petterson is down with the cinematography, while Ona Flaherty and Rob Sullivan edit the piece. Kirsty Carlson was taking care of all the casting. Russell Barnes and Annie Simon were on production design. Art direction, we have Line Gallert, Marcy Mudd, and Annie Somerson. Set decoration is Alexandra Mazur, Elizabeth Nakane, and Carrie Stewart, while Eric Daman was on costume design. Right, hair and makeup, all of that jazz. We have Vita Visco, Zachary Rips, Robert Logo, Malene Licata, Sarah Gralman, Shauna Gishburst, Sean Finch, Kirsty Falco, Anne Carroll, Vivian Baker, and Erin Acker. Our cast. Well, Lily Bloom, she is played by Blake Lively. A younger version of Lily is played by Isabella Ferreira. Her mother, Jenny, is played by Amy Morton, and her dad, Andrew, is played by Kevin McKidd. Right, then we've got Atlas Corrigan, played by Brandon Sklenar. A younger version of Atlas is played by Alex Nustadotur. Right, we've also got Ryle Kincaid, played by Justin Baldoni. His sister Alicia is played by Jenny Slate, who I'm like, I know that girl. Who is that girl? Jenny Slate is that girl, right? Alicia is married to Marshall, who is played by Hassan Minjani. We've got Dr. Johnson, played by Robin S. Walker. Dr. Julie, played by Emily Baldoni. Dr. Dunbar, played by Adam Mondashon. Right, Katie is played by Caroline Sliggerst. Mr. Byland is played by Robin Lively. Miss Smith, played by Megan Robinson. Who else? The sheriff is played by Robert Cloessy. I think that is our main group, right? The gist of the film, right? It tells the compelling story of Lily Bloom, a woman who overcomes a traumatic childhood to embark on a new life in Boston and chase a lifelong dream of opening her own business. A chance meeting with charming neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid sparks an intense connection. But as the two fall deeply in love, Lily begins to see sides of Ryle that reminds her of her parents' relationship. When Lily first when Lily's first love, Atlas, Corrigan, suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with Ryle is upended, and Lily realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future. Dum, da, dum, dum, dum. This is straight Hollywood, right? Because even that last bit of the synopsis, right? It's yeah, she needs to decide to make an impossible. It's not an impossible choice, right? That's the thing. That's the thing. And I think, people believe it's an impossible choice. That's why they stay in these situations. But it's not. It's not impossible. It's a logical thing. You just overcome those fears. Because that's what it is, right? It's fear that keeps you in these situations. Now, this is actually an adaptation of a 2016 book of the same name by Colleen Hoover, right? Yeah, supposedly the book is a big success, and I think supposedly this film is doing good numbers in the States. So it's all good in the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds household right now. You know what I mean? But I think looking at this film, right, it's well put together. It looks nice, right? Lovely shots, right? Lovely scenery, just all of that stuff, you know? And we have good acting. We have good, solid acting, right? So in theory, this is a good film. I mean, I say that in theory, right? It's just like, no. I can see why a lot of people will enjoy this film, you know? For me, it was fine, but it's just a little bit too Hollywood, right? It is just a little bit too clean and shiny. And, I think it was when you look at it, right? We've got Lily opening up her shop. We've got Atlas opening up his spot. And straight away, both are huge successes. We know that first-time businesses can take a fucking long time to do anything, right? To build your customer base, to become profitable, right? To even break even, right? It takes a while. But these spots, straight from giddy up, they are killing it. So it is a bit like, I mean, are these people really struggling, right? What are these people worrying about, It's, I think straight away, you understand, something's happened, right? Because firstly, Lily gets home, her dad has died. We figured that shit out. And it's just those interactions with the mum that tell you, I don't think the relationship was good. I think there's some shit that we don't know. And then when it came to the eulogy, right, I think you're just like, okay, yeah, this isn't just a grief thing. There's more here. So we're watching this film, we have all of this. Suddenly, we're in the past, right? We've got her getting out of bed, like waking up. And as she gets out of bed, I'm like, she looks different, right? What have they done to Lively? She looks different. It's not Blake. It's the younger Lily, right? And so we see her these interactions, right? And where we first see Atlas and all of this kind of stuff. And I think so. Once you see all of this, okay, so Atlas is going to be a part of this film, because we're not going to just see flashbacks of her younger self and not be like, okay, I'd never see this dude again. So we know he's going to play a part. And I think it's just this kind of threesome not a free triangle, this love triangle kind of situation that they've concocted. It's all a little bit too predictable. Just the meeting between Lily and Ryle, very predictable. Also, why the fuck is she even on the roof? And how is she on the roof? Because that building to where she lives, it doesn't seem that they're close, right? So it is kind of, it's an odd one because you're like, wait, how the fuck is she on that roof? And how do you get on a roof when you don't even live in the building? You know, maybe it's a simple thing. I don't know. We don't have that situation in the UK, so maybe, I'm not sure. But there's all these questions, man. But just that interaction's a little bit like, you know. And then we have Ryle being like, oh, I can't get over you. But it's just like, why does he love her? Like, why does he have feelings? Why can't he get over? You know, there's never that question. There's never that question. We have these characters pretend that they are potentially ugly. And it's just like, huh, I can wait, you like me? Oh, you know what I mean? Which you never believe, right? It's always just like, huh, really? That's what we're doing, you know? And then when we get into the nitty-gritty of things, it's like the PG version of, you know? Now, obviously, I understand not all abuse is just, you know, balls to the wall, just throwing, like, you know, it's leaving someone in a bloody mess. Right? A lot of people aim for the body because that doesn't show up. It's hidden under clothes, right? You've just got all of these different things people do, psychological, you know what I mean? Just breaking people down. There's so many things, but all of this always seems a little bit too neat, a little bit too neat. And even though, like, the way this is shot, I think it's meant to try and keep you guessing, but I think you would have had to have never watched a Hollywood romance before, right? Or read one of these type of books. You know, you have to go in not knowing anything to not see where this is going, to not see what these situations really were. Because it's all very transparent of what's going on, right? Where this is leading to. There is this instant situation around a phone, and right in the time from when something happens and then we hear the noise, right, to then her go to see what's happening, it's literally a few seconds. So when we then get this whole found, called, what? You're just like, wait, you couldn't have done all of that shit in that space of time. What are we talking about? Right? What are we talking about? And also, you know, when you look at this kind of stuff, there's always a feasible response, but no one ever gives it. Like, yeah, the card was there. Look, we were friends. You know what I mean? Like that's the reason. Or we were having a conversation. That's why we're talking together. Right? There's always a thing, but it never gets mentioned. It's an odd one. It's definitely an odd one. And I like Jenny Slate. Jenny Slate's fun. She's a good actress. Her character in this, it's all a little bit, just the original meeting, right? And again, business ain't even opening, right? So are we led to believe that Lily is silly rich? Because how do you employ someone when you're not open? You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing. And then Like, Lisa's like, oh, you're my best friend. And it's just like, wait, where are her friends? Right? What's her situation that she's got no best friends? Like, you know, there's a lot of odd things happening here. A lot of odd things happening. And I do love when they try and throw out these pearls of wisdom. Like the whole thing about the root is the most important thing of the plot. Oh, I wouldn't have wait, come on, man. Even a fucking 5-year-old knows that the roots go in the ground. So the roots are where it's getting its nourishment, where it's drinking, all of that. Just so of course, roots are important. Come on. Right? So it's this very odd, dumb shit. Right? But that's Hollywood. That's what they do. You know? But as I said, look, it's a well put together film. It really is. It's just the story is very convenient, very simple for my liking, right? I think indie films kind of do a better representation of these kind of situations, you know? Or really, sometimes they go a little far, right? But I think Hollywood, there's just things they want to shirk away from, right? They don't want to show the full extent of something, that harrowing, you know, consequences of people putting hands on someone and all of that, right? It's always a little bit too neat, a little bit too tidy, you know? But yeah, the performances are good, you know? The music isn't bad, right? There's some decent songs up in this, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I kind of feel, right? If you're a fan of yeah, a lot of the romance films out there, right? If that's your bag, then I think, what is it called? An Idea of You, A Family Affair, Find Me Falling. Yeah, just all of these films, right? All of these things. I think this will work for you. You know, Anyone But You, just all of these kind of things, although they're different, right? Because they're rom-coms. This is just romance, drama. They're all of a similar vein, you know? So, yeah, if as I say, if that's your kind of thing, then It Ends With Us will work for you. So it's currently in the cinema. So yeah, people, maybe go check it out if it sounds like it's your thing.